Hi everyone, this is David. Wanted to do a quick wrap-up of your week 2 work. Excellent work. This is an excellent class. I've really been enjoying reading your stuff. Now on audience analysis, you were doing it for 2 important reasons. Reason number 1 is that because you're a student in an institution of higher learning, you've been taking a lot of academic courses and you've been writing a lot of academic papers. And so the audience in that paper, as you know, is one person, the professor who is giving the grade. So academic writing has a very different audience than real-world writing. And so one of the purposes of this conference was to kind of shake things up a little bit and say, in this course, you're not writing for a professor, you're going to be writing for a real-world audience. Reason number 2 that you are doing this thread. You already do audience analysis every minute, every instant, every hour of your life. Today's Monday. If your grandmother, your conservative grandmother, asks you how your weekend was, and then your best friend, your most intimate buddy, asks you how your weekend was, you would speak to that grandmother and to that buddy in very different tones. You would probably even give them different information, and you'd be speaking with different purposes because each would have different expectations, and certainly you have a different relationship with each. But that's something you do automatically, whether it's your boss walking into your cubicle and you talk one way, and then your lunch buddy, your workout buddy walking into your cubicle and you talk one way. So you've been doing it unconsciously, and now this thread is hopefully a way to start getting you to do it more consciously. So that's the kind of background on the audience analysis thread. Now the next thing that I wanted to do was to go over a few of the sample responses. Here I think is a kind of typical model response, a really excellent table up at the top, then the example of the workplace communication, and then another really excellent example at the bottom. And this person even used different colored tables to indicate the 2 things. Now I want to show you a little trick in Word for your tables. If you look at this purple table here, you see how the text in that column over there on the right is really run together. It's an alphabet soup. I don't know how to do it in all the word processing programs that you're using. I do want to show you in Word, and I bet you'll find an equivalent way of doing it in whatever word processing program you're using. Basically, what you want to do is give more white space in the cells where there are text. So what we're going to do here is we're going to right-click, we're going to select the column, and then we're going to go to Table Layout. And in that Layout tab, we're going to click on Cell Margins. And you'll notice that the default is 0 at the top and 0 at the bottom, and 0.08 on the left and right side. And those are absolutely minimal. If I were you, I'd go ahead and give it 0.10 all the way around so that you get more clarity. The reader will be able to have a clearer gestalt of the differences when one cell or one column ends, one row ends, and the other doesn't. So as you can see, that's what it looks like now with the space put in, and that's a much more readable table. We could probably even put in a little bit more space than that, to tell you the truth. There was one other issue up here I wanted to show you. It has to do with alignment. You'll notice that this student aligned her tables to the right, but she aligned her title to the center, and as a result, the relationship between the centered title and the left-aligned tables is off. And that's very much a part of graphic design, is that once you establish an alignment, you want to keep it either fully right-aligned, or you want to have a legitimate centering in there, and not one that was off in the way hers was. But that's a very good example. Let's take a look at this next one. promotion request. This I am pulling up because of what is in the middle. Now, this is a promotion request. It's being presented to a higher up. A higher up has a lot of demands on his or her time, a lot of employees, probably even gets a lot of promotion requests. But look how this promotion request is being made. Everything is in the alphabet soup of a single paragraph. And one of the important things that I want you to learn in this course is the importance of chunking, of saying things not in paragraphs, but more in 2 or 3 sentences than a list, 2 or 3 sentences in a table. In other words, to chunk it up, and that's a really important tool for the human mind psychologically. So let's compare to be a student's promotion letter to, this is one from Vivian Perel. I think this is actually a resume cover letter. Now, if you're the higher up, which one is quicker to read, and which one is more clear in terms of the presentation of the applicant's actual abilities? So, I mean, to me, it's very clear as a higher up which one I would be more likely to hire. Am I going to be getting reports of 1 paragraph in length from this employee where I have to really dig down and get all of the information? I have to do the work that the writer should be doing for me. You see that? This causes the reader to do the work. Here, the writer has done the work for the reader. Very important difference. Okay, let's see. Let's take a look at a couple more here. I thought these were especially pretty tables. These are by Brooke Lewis. She's got some good space there in her tables. Let me show you what it looks like whenever you. I've selected cell there. I meant to select row. Column. Let me show you what it looks like whenever you add even more cell margin to it. So let's put 0.15. That might be too much, but that's too much is better than too little. So let's put 0.15 in all of these columns, and let's see what it looks like. Yeah, I don't know if that's too much or not. Maybe not. That's a very clearly readable column of text there. Maybe 0.12 or 1.25 would have been a little bit better. But they're beautiful tables, and she did a great job in her analysis, but I just want to show you how to give white space in these tables. It's a very important thing to do. This is another example of a very good-looking table. You can also see that this student has already given a lot of white space in there. Now, this table was done for the thread of academic writing versus business writing. And I think it was a real eye-opener for a lot of you. Because you've been so immersed in academic courses all these years, it's really kind of eye-opening to realize the differences, the many differences in audience, purpose, objectives, clarity. In the academic world, more is better. In the business world, less is better. In the academic world, your job is to impress. And so you choose big words, and you maybe even make things sound a little bit more complex than they actually are in order to continue with that good impression of your mastery of the knowledge. All that's out in the business world. Nobody has time for that. It's straight, it's clear, it's to the point, it's chunked, it's info mapped. You use as few words as possible because you know what's at stake. It's not somebody's grade that is at stake. It's people's jobs. You know, that's what companies are all about. They're making a profit so that company can support the livelihoods and the health insurance and the life insurance and all the other kinds of things that come along with being employed at a prosperous company. So business writing has a much different purpose than academic writing, as well as all the other features that go along with this. And I thought this table got at that very, very well. Let's see some more examples of good tables on academic writing. Brooke Lewis here. She really got at the essentials here. Let's see another one. Here is differences. I think this is Jorge Pena. He got also at the differences, and one of the things that really impressed me the most in reading through all of these things is how all of you came up with very much the same essential differences. And so if you read each other's posts, and I hope that you took some time to really look at a wide range of posts in the conference, you saw the same thing over and over, and it should have reinforced the truth of these things for you. So that was a good job on that. Let's see if we can find any more here. See, yeah, I thought this one by Shekel was also very nice. I like the combination of the orange and the gray. We can select the entire table. Let's put some more white space in there. Although his white space looks pretty good, except at the top and the bottom. We'll go ahead and we'll select the entire table. You're probably not seeing that command. And then we'll go to layout, and then we'll go to cell margins. And let's try that 0.12 that we talked about and see if that is the kind of magic number when it comes to providing an adequate amount of white space for all of your tables. So let's pump all those in and see how it looks. Excellent. I think that's a fantastic table. Lots of white space, not too much white space. Each idea comes across as clear in the table. I don't have to blink my eyes or squint or anything. I know clearly the division between one and the other. So those are a few things that I want you to keep in mind going forward: the importance of chunking, the importance of white space, and certainly I don't have to tell you the importance of observing the difference between academic and business writing, and the importance of understanding your audience before you commit that first word. So that's it for wrap-up number 2. Quickly, I want to say that I do have all your papers. I try to get papers graded as quickly as possible. I would imagine I would have all papers back by Thursday, Friday at the latest. And you'll see me start posting papers as I grade them. I'll actually start getting them up so you can see what you made, and you can get to work on them in the next stage. And I'll be posting and telling you more about that in a later post. Okay, thanks for all your great work. Talk to you later.